What's up, guys? Today, I was trying to get down to the bottom of that vibrating that I hear inside the cabin or inside the car when you're driving. You don't hear it when it's in park, you don't hear it in reverse, and it's only in drive when you have your foot on the brake. So, I was trying to figure out why in the world would it do that, and this is kind of what I came up with. I mean, it may be a little bit different on other cars, but this is what I found on mine. Let's do a little bit of a recap here and use some logic. So when when you put the car in gear, your engine is going to shift towards the driver's side, just slightly. It'll just do that, okay? And when you shift it into drive or first or second gear, it shifts to the left. Now, I didn't hear it when I shifted in reverse, only when I shifted in drive. Okay? Now, keep that in mind. Down here, I noticed on the exhaust, let's see if I can get you in there. See that exhaust pipe in there? Well, that was touching the frame. I mean, with the car sitting in park off, that metal pipe was touching the frame. And the engine itself is supposed to be on motor mounts, and the transmission is supposed to be on a transmission mount, basically canceling out the vibration from the engine. So what I was thinking was, if the engine is supposed to be supported by engine mounts and transmission mounts to help absorb the vibration so you don't feel it in the car, but the exhaust that's attached to the engine is touching the frame, then there's a very good chance you might have some vibration or it might sound like an earthquake or something in your car, and that may be where it's coming from. So I figure with the engine, when you take your foot off the gas and go up the street, if it goes away, that's because the engine shifted a little bit to the driver's side. And when it stops, it kind of rests or torques back over just slightly to the left, which would make logical sense as to why you would hear the noise again, because this exhaust pipe is touching this frame right here. Now, let's get under the car and I'll show you what I was talking about. We actually are under here the wrong way, but let's see if we can get over here. All right, so here's the exhaust pipe right here, and the cat. Now, right where you see that sharp piece, like right here, this was touching this when I jacked the car up. This was touching this. So if the engine shifts to the passenger side, this is going to move too, because it's attached to your headers, which is attached to the engine. So this is going to move to the passenger side. But if this is already touching the frame, then now you're pressing up against the frame, and any noise or exhaust that you hear going through the exhaust, any kind of turbulence or anything going through the exhaust is going to cause that vibration. So what I basically did is I loosened the two bolts, which are 15 millimeter bolts. I loosened those up, and I just kind of moved this that way, and it actually popped into place. So this was off center. So when they tightened this down, this right here wasn't seated on there properly. So this was touching your A-frame, or your K-member, and that's your A-frame. This is the K-member right here. So with that touching the K-frame, that's where your vibration comes from. Hopefully that is what's going on with your car. That would be the first thing I would check. Yeah, motor mounts can do it, but if it was the actual transmission mount, which we need to clean that up, that looks like crap. But if it was the actual transmission mount, then it would be shaking in more than just the drive position. It would be shaking all the time, or even when you accelerate and so forth. So just wanted to share that bit of information. I've seen this on the internet and a lot of different forums. A lot of people had their theories on it, and I was trying to figure out, just trying to think outside the box a little bit to figure out, it only shifts, it only vibrates one way, and it doesn't vibrate the other way. And it has something to do with the positioning of where the engine is, which if the motor mounts are bad, then yeah, it's going to shake all the time. It'll shake, rattle, and roll. But if the motor mounts are not shaking, the transmission is not shaking, that means something's touching somewhere. So I would take your wheels off, jack the car up, and see what you can find. Hope this video helps. If you like it, go ahead and hit a thumbs up. If I find it made a little bit of sense to you. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below, and I'll try and get back to it as soon as I can. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys later.